Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I'll be breaking down Tristan Hodge, undrafted free agent from BYU. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm breaking down all the undrafted free agents, and Tristan Hodge is indeed the last one I will be breaking down when it comes to the undrafted free agents for the New York Jets. And then I'm going to pivot into breaking down player profiles from the free agents we brought in, such as Carl Lawson, Corey Davis, all those guys, and then I'm going to break down the positions and then coaches. So guys, there is so much content coming here on Jets Media, so make sure you guys are subscribed, and if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYJets_media. And again, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please do not forget to hit that thumbs up button. With that being said, let's jump right into Tristan Hodge. So this is a player that is coming out of BYU and who has been protecting Zach Wilson throughout his entire career. This is a guy that has played right guard, and he unfortunately contracted COVID-19 in the 2020 season, which shortened his year, and is the reason why he went undrafted. There's a lot of scouts out there that said if he played full season in 2020 and did not have to go out with COVID, he probably would have been drafted in the 4th, 5th, 6th round, because that's how much of a solid rock he's been at that right guard spot. And how many times have we said that Zach Wilson at BYU has been protected? He doesn't really have a lot of pressure down his throat. Well, that's because the BYU offensive line was that great. And yes, BYU didn't go up against the top tier competition in college, but hey, Tristan Hodge is a guy that was a very solid guy in the interior offensive line, and I'm happy that he was brought in because he has chemistry with Zach Wilson, and I'm excited to break him down. So let's get into his strengths. So the first strength I have is his experience. He was a 3-year starter for BYU, so he understands what it takes to be a right guard in the game of football. So how is it going to translate into the NFL? We will definitely find out. But he is a workaholic, a guy that loves to be in the gym. He loves to learn. He studies film, and that's kind of the chemistry with him and Zach Wilson. And that's the next thing I want to talk about, because Tristan Hodge and Zach Wilson were together for 3 years. They were together for a long time, and they understand what it's like to be a teammate. So that's awesome that they have that chemistry off the field, on the field, and we'll see if Tristan Hodge will make the roster or not, but it's awesome to see that he was protecting Zach Wilson throughout his entire collegiate career. Another thing that Tristan Hodge is great at is his hands. He's a really good hands when it comes to blocking somebody, holding on to them without drawing a penalty. Obviously, whenever he locks onto a blocker in that interior defensive line position, he holds on to him for dear life, and he gets away with any penalties. He has strong hands, and you need to be able to do that when you're an interior offensive lineman at the next level. Another thing he has is that mauling mentality, and that's something you need to have if you are an offensive lineman in the NFL. You need to have that mentality of you're going to literally murder, you're going to kill whoever you're going up against on the defensive line. And you need to have that confidence within you to do that, because if you don't have that sure confidence that you're going to absolutely dominate the guy in front of you, most likely the guy's going to dominate you instead of the other way around. So he has that mauling mentality. If you go over all of his interviews and you research Tristan Hodge as a player, you can tell that he comes from a background where he's confident in himself. He wants to be a dirty player in the trenches, and that's something that Robert Saleh and the New York Jets offensive line in particular wants to do, is have that mentality that you're going to kill the guy in front of you, that all gas, no break mentality. You know what I'm saying? Another thing he's great at is he has a high motor. He doesn't take any plays off. He plays through the whistle. He is somebody, when the whistle sound, when the snap is called, that he is absolutely going 110% until the whistle is blown. And that's someone you want on your offensive line with a high motor. Another thing he's good at, he's a scheme fit, as well as Zach Wilson. BYU ran a very similar concept on offense that the New York Jets are implementing with Mike LaFleur. So that's something that it's something to look out for. He is familiar with the offensive system. He's going to be pulling. It's an outside zone scheme. He's going to be very familiar. That's something that you definitely want to talk about. Now let's get into his weaknesses. The first thing I noticed on film is his explosiveness. He's somebody that does not get that fast burst off the edge. Like whenever it's snapped, he does take a little time to get up there and get his feet right and get ready to get mauled from a defensive lineman that's coming at him. He doesn't have that sure quickness off the line of scrimmage that you would want, but hey, you don't really need that much explosiveness if you're playing an inside. If you're a tackle, you need to be able to get off the line quickly because you're going up against a quick edge rusher. But when you're on the inside, it's not really that big of a deal because you're going up against a bigger guy on the inside defensive line position. I noticed whenever a defensive lineman gets inside on him, or he does a nice little swim move or a spin move on Tristan Hodge, he definitely does not have that ability to recover in time. He does get beat whenever they do that crazy crossover move on the inside, and that's something he needs to work on, especially when you're going up against a top-tier NFL talent, because we got some freak athletic guys in the NFL in the defensive line position. Another thing I noticed is he struggles in communication. He doesn't really have the ability to be the leader of the offensive line, but that's okay because that's not his job. Usually that's the center's duty, to be the communicator, to tell everybody where their spots needs to be. You need to be there, you need to be there, you need to be blocking that guy. So that's not his role, but that's definitely something in my research, reading all the scout reports, that some scouts definitely noticed about Tristan Hodge. And then another thing, he has average body control. Something that you need to have at the next level as an offensive lineman is to have sure body control, know where you are, know where your station is, know where you need to be, and just take advantage of your body. And that's something that he has not really done, but that's something he can definitely develop over time. Now let's get into his expectations. I honestly think he could make the 53-man roster. The one position on this offensive line that's up for grabs is definitely right guard. I think we can agree that left tackle, left guard, center, and right tackle are solidified, especially with the signing of Morgan Moses. So now what's going to happen with the right guard position? Is it going to be Greg Van Roten? Is it going to be Tristan Hodge making it? I don't think he's going to be able to start week 1. I don't think they're going to plug in an undrafted free agent at that right guard position week 1. That's just my perspective. Can George Fant slide the right guard? I don't think so, but we will definitely find out. But we do lack some depth. Cameron Clark is another guy to look out for right guard, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see if Tristan Hodge can make the 53-man roster. And then my another thing I want to talk about is he will provide depth at the right guard spot. So whether he makes the roster or not, or whether he makes the starting job, which I don't think he will, I think he will provide a depth for a long time. I really do believe that he is somebody that would have went drafted if he did not contract COVID-19 in his senior season. So that's really my thoughts of Tristan Hodge. Please feel free to comment down below your thoughts of Tristan, and if you think he's going to make the roster. Do you think he has a chance to, win the right guard position? I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Please thumbs it up if you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Jets. Peace.